On this week's episode of Bayou TV, we travel to the heart of Louisiana's Mississippi Flyway, Catahoula Lake, for an early season duck hunt with a passionate outdoor family. Bringing along the help of a world-class shooter and a hard-working hunting dog.
Today we've seen a bunch of different kind of ducks. We still had a pretty good day today. I think we ended up with a dozen.
Plus, meet a waterfowl hunter who brings nostalgia to real life, carrying on traditions of our market hunting ancestors.
I'm old school and we kill a lot of ducks.
Every day, we strive to preserve traditions that have spanned generations.
Around every turn of the bayou, Mother Nature reveals unique people, places, and experiences.
And the bounty of animals and fish. Well, in Louisiana, we just call that lagniappe. I'm Don Dubuque.
I'm Chris LeCoq.
I'm Captain Martha Spencer. Join us as we document the adventure,
Sportsmanship,
and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
In Louisiana, waterfowl hunters have seen a continued decline in recent years. The cause? Well, that's a topic for another conversation where opinions vary from state to state and from top to bottom of the Mississippi Flyway. But for hunters seeking a variety of birds, one area of Central Louisiana is a regular stopping point for some of the most diverse mix of waterfowl species along the Flyway. That area is Catahoula Lake.
Catahoula Lake is just one of those places that's special. The good Lord put it here for ducks to come here. It's a waterfowl stopping point. It's not uncommon at all to kill 7, 8, 10 different species of ducks a day.
Had the doe greens,
pintail, ringnecks,
ringnecks, snow geese, widgeon. You see? Shovelers.
That's it.
We kill quite a few lesser Canadians. We do a lot of speckled belly hunting, Ross geese, snow geese, blue geese, but just about every puddle duck or diver that's in the Mississippi and Central Flyway comes to Catahoula Lake. And then we also have our area across the street. We have about 6,000 acres of agricultural property for conservation hunts. And we have that area flooded different places. Anytime Catahoula Lake is good, then everything within 100 miles of Catahoula Lake is good.
And there's no better family to spend some time in the duck blind with than the Soileau boys of Full Strap and Stringer.
And if you really got it right, then you got both of us in the blind with you. I mean, it depends. If you like peace and quiet, B's the way to go. Ain't no doubt about it. Blake is the way to go. But if you want
to cut up,
some
laugh
talking,
a little bit,
some good times, if you want
maybe get made fun of,
a copious amount of movie quotes, where you guys.
Somebody call you out whenever you miss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll handle that for you.
Thick skin to hang out with this crew. I can promise.
Better have it.
Look at them. Bring you out there and then we'll go. Look at them. Oh yeah, they coming. They're gonna get them.
Full Strap and Stringer is located in Central Louisiana. We have 3 lodges. We can accommodate up to 39 people a night. We can hunt up to 45 people a day. We do a lot of day hunts. We do a lot of corporate hunts. You know, we started this 19 years ago, but we left for a little while and we went to and worked for another company for a little bit, and we've been back down on our own for 7 years. We have a Canadian partner. He's up in Alberta province, and we'd love to have anybody that hadn't had the Canadian experience to give us a call, and we'll put you on some birds that way too. We have a lot of cast and blast, folks that want to come and shoot ducks in the morning, and then we'll take you Soileau fishing in the afternoon. Full Strap and Stringer is family owned and operated. It only makes it because of the valor of and the effort of my sons, the gentlemen and the ladies that work with us. My wife, I can't say enough about her, how she keeps us all grounded and keeps us all huddled up together. But we've been blessed in the fact that it's a family-owned business. We rely on one another, and we refuse to fail. And it's been a wonderful thing. We look forward to each and every return of a customer, and we have a lot of new people coming this year. Like I said before, the COVID has caused some people not to be able to come for whatever reason, the distance, and now we've got a lot of local people that we're going to be having for the first time in December and January.
I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Fonio bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boils. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products. Don't be that guy, unregistered, who catches a tagged bass and misses out on cash, a boat, or a truck. Don't be that guy. Sign up today at basscashbash.com.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Bojangles.
Good name.
Life is where
We had a big rainstorm first thing this morning, kind of beat us off the water, kept us out of the blind for just a little while. You know, you had a big wind change. It's been blowing out the north for 2 or 3 days, and now it's out the south. And when you got anytime you got a big rain like that, it's going to put water where there wasn't water.
Absolutely.
Ducks are always going to go to fresh water, always go to fresh feed. They're going to fly over something they flew over yesterday. It's either now it's got water and they're going to go down there.
Look at them.
They come. They're gonna get them. We gotta get this fixed. There that goes. Some wood ducks.
Kill him. Dead walls will start the morning. I don't think they're going to give us another pass in this overcast.
Take what you can get.
That's right, good shooting, right?
We got 3.
Oh, we're here in what they call it full strap and stringer, the Swamp Lake, and this is part of the Catahoula complex. It's a perfect place to set up. Got a really comfortable blind here. And one of the really good things about hunting here, if you notice the decoy set we've got, there's a lot of different species here. And that's one of the real advantages of hunting this area, is quite a variety of ducks.
It's kind of where it lands geographically kind of makes it as important it is. When you've got the whole river system coming down from southern Arkansas, Mississippi, all that ties into the red, the Ouachita, the black, all the way down the Atchafalaya to the coast. And with where it is on the south front, where most of the birds leave the marsh, well, they come back to us right there in Soileau. And then on the north front, those birds go back to the marsh, and we pick up southern Arkansas's mallards, pintails, and everything else that falls right back in on that lake. I mean, it's one of those places just happened. God built it in the right place, put it in the right spot, and I guess he knew what he was doing. We still had a pretty good day today. I think we ended up with a dozen. I think we lost 3 this morning.
Yeah,
Lost 3. Dealing with hyacinth grass like this, that's just bound to happen. But typically, this hole right here it's a limit hole most of the time. But like I said, when you got rain, different weather, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. It's just part of it.
We brought along Josh Raley, who was a competitive shooter, and hopeful for the Olympics, and he came through today and made some really good shots.
So it's been a little crazy, obviously, with everything that's been going on. The Olympic team was chosen back in March, and we came up a little short. But with them pushing the Olympics back to 2021, we're going to have a little bit extra more time to prepare for the next one. So we'll get going here in the next few months and getting tuned up, ready for the next selection match, and hopefully make another team and get to travel around the world again.
For some reason, you get these days, and it's all part of duck hunting, where ducks come in, they just won't make that final descent and that commitment. They look it over, they don't flare, it's hard to figure out. So sometimes you got to take those shots that are a little difficult, and Josh proved today why he's a good competitive shooter. Not only can he hit sporting clays, he can hit something with feathers too.
You don't see too many trees down where we hunt, so it's a little bit different change of scenery, like Dom was saying. And it's really just a beautiful place. It's something new and something exciting. So.
Yeah, you know, we don't get up this way as often as we'd certainly like. I mean, it's one of the premier areas that Louisiana has to offer, but it's so much different. If you live down south and you hunt coastal marshes, this is quite a bit different. It's totally fresh water. You got a whole different scenery here as far as cypress trees, swamp.
What makes Catahoula Lake have a good season is the fact that when they pull the water off of it in June and July, August and September, we have a lot of Walter's millet, we have a lot of flat sedge, we have a lot of chuffa nut, we have a lot of arrowhead. The feed, it rejuvenates itself from year to year. And what happens is when that lake goes dry, that feed grows. And it grows. This year, we had Walter's millet 6 foot high. Now, we had an unfortunate situation with the hurricanes like everybody else did in Louisiana, and what happened was the hurricanes put a lot of water on us, but then at the end of it all, the water fell off of us, a lot of the seed went to the ground, and so now the birds are starting to find the seed, and because the lake's back at its pool stage, we're having a very good beginning to our season.
Man, I took to this at a young age, and this is truly, absolutely my passion. Absolutely. It always has been. So I'm probably guilty of it, but I probably pay more attention to duck hunting than other things when I probably should be paying more attention.
The future of full strap and stringer are the young ones growing up in this business. My son and 6 or 8 guys that we have that are here every day. I'd like to see me start to bow out a little bit and start to enjoy things kind of like you and hunt with my friends a little bit more and sit back and watch the success of others. I think we'll see that soon, and we're looking forward to it.
Heavy strap.
Yeah, some heat.
Yeah.
Full strap.
Full strap.
Delta Marina is Plaquemines Parish fishing one-stop. Get live bait, fuel, ice, tackle, and marine supplies. Then launch into the world's most productive saltwater fishing. Return to the fishing cleaning station, relax in first-class cabins overlooking the bayou, all in Delta Marina's safety video-monitored parking lot. Need a fishing charter guide? Delta Marina can hook you up. Cook your catch in your kitchenette or dine in the upstairs restaurant. Visit Delta Marina for a day or a week. Stop in just off Highway 11 down Rosemary Drive in Empire. Visit thedeltamarina.com.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane can do that. When you are cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out.
Fuel for our future.
I'm Miss Louisiana Courtney Hammonds. For more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Don't be that guy, unregistered, who catches a tagged bass and misses out on cash, a boat, or a truck. Don't be that guy. Sign up today at basscashbash.com.
Years ago when I was a little boy, everybody was poor back then, and my dad's friends would sell duck feathers, sell ducks, and I grew up with these people, going camping, just hearing them stories, man, it just fascinated me so much as a kid. And they was killing hundreds of ducks back then, but they wouldn't brag about it. All of them had a little trick of falling down that soundboard to make it sound better. And they used to take the end of the reeds with some sandpaper and get it real thin. And I grew up watching these people do that. But around 1993, I bought me a lathe and I started making my own calls. When you make a cane call, it takes a lot of time, and I can't mass produce that. I'll make some for friends here and there. I have a line of calls. It's a molded out bamboo call, but I've also got back into making my handmade cane calls. This goes back to the 1850s, and all South Louisiana used this at one time. It's river cane is what they use, mostly. They already had a hole in it, so they didn't have to drill nothing. Just a matter of cutting it, putting it together, and carving out a little soundboard. There's no written book, text, how to do it. The older I get, the more I appreciate our heritage. And I want to keep doing that to keep it going as long as I can. People like that. And so that's how it got to where it is now. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook. I go to Catahoula, I go to different lakes, and the people stop and they look. Young boys just look. Some of the older fellas come and they hold a conversation. They like that. There's a certain type of people that love that. And so I get a lot of publicity, a lot of people talking about it. But I'm old school and we kill a lot of ducks. From a little boy, I was very fascinated about the French culture. To make a dugout out of a tree. Went to antique stores and I bought tools and I made some. Came back home and I got me a big log. I made a boat with it, and that is what I use to duck hunt with. I make my own paddles. I save my duck feathers. So it really opened the door to do everything I can like the old French people did in the market hunting days. I'm probably the only guy hunting with his own dugout, I'm gonna tell you. And if there's somebody else, I'd like to know who he is so we can have a conversation. Today I'm gonna be doing a hunt out of a blind I made with handmade decoys I made, my own pirogue I made. My cane calls are made, and it takes a lot of time and preparation to do this kind of stuff. But this is how it was done in around 1900 era. This gun is a 1906. It's a Marlin model 19S. They made these for 2 years, 1906, 1907. This was used in the market hunting era, and I'm still using it today. In the 1900 era, in the market hunting days, most of the people that market hunted had dugout pirogues, and therefore they used only about a dozen of decoys. All they had was wooden decoys then, because it was hard to take in and out the transportation. So most of the ducks was killed with over a dozen of decoys. And but they had a lot of ducks back then. But I want to show you something I learned from an old Frenchman. If you want to make a pull string, you take a cypress root round bottom decoy. Now watch this. Watch the action this duck has. They came out with 2 3/4 around the 1920s.
As we load up our guns and gear and hit the road for the next adventure, we can't help but think about the next hunt or the next season. It's our responsibility to continue the outdoor traditions of those who have left us.
I was about 14 years old, and we didn't know a whole lot about it, and we never would kill much. But we were so happy to go, we couldn't wait to go back the next day.
Hunting, specifically duck hunting, is a way of life in Louisiana that faces more and more challenges with each passing season.
You know, they drain the lake at the end of the year. It's no longer called a lake, it's actually a river basin now. But part of the lake will be private and part of the lake will be public. So you will still have a lot of public access to what's known now as Catahoula Lake, but there will be some areas that are going to go private.
But it's truly a way of life that we must share with friends, family, and newcomers, carrying on what will always be Bayou Wild.